Hi friends, let's draw a puppy with cute heart-shaped glasses. I created the original sketch with the symmetry assist. I'm just switching between the guides and the final illustration to show you the final result. The outlines are pretty much just a set of circles and oval shapes. To start, I create a new layer below the outlines. I'm using my Wax Crayon brush for this illustration. It's a part of my mixed media brush set. You can use any brush that imitates pastel crayons or any other textured crayons. I'm activating Drawing Assist with a drawing guide, and then just start filling out the shapes with a soft color. It's an easy process. The circles on the sides are the rear paws. Then I create one more layer for the ears because in the future I want the ears to drop the shadow on the head of the puppy. And I also activate Drawing Assist. Sometimes I forget to do it. I fill them out too. The brush I'm using is semi-transparent, which I like because you can layer it and you can create extra textures with it. I select light pink and I draw the paws and beans. It's a little too large, so I roll it back and make them the size that I want. Select a darker brown shade. You can select black for the eyes. And here are the eyes and the nose and a little cute smile. I turn off the Drawing Assist for the highlights and the eyes because they don't need to be symmetrical here. So I deactivate it for this step. Then I create one more layer and select darker brown for the shadows. And as you can see, I place that layer above the head and below the ears, because it's the ears that are dropping the shadow on the head of the puppy. Here you go. And then I create one more layer and place it below all other layers. Deactivating the Drawing Assist because I don't need the symmetry anymore. I just add a little bit of texture with the same brush. It makes the illustration look more lively, a little more natural, and just more fun. I'm adding details for the ears too. I add a little line to the tongue. Then I create a new layer over the layer of the body because it's going to be the collar. I'm using the same dark brown for the collar, and I'm activating Drawing Assist again. You can use any color you want. Any color will look good here because the general illustration tone is very neutral. So you can use green, you can use red, you can use blue, pink, orange, Anything will look good here, but I'm just going with a dark brown this time. I'm adding some white polka dots, but again, I don't want them to be symmetrical, so they add it in a random way here. Then I create a new layer for the heart-shaped glasses. I activate Drawing Assist again, because I want to draw a symmetrical heart. I choose kind of a soft red. It's red, but it's not too bright or too saturated. I activate the drawing guide so that I can see the line where I start the center, and with a few tries, I draw a heart shape that I like. I want it to be more wide and round. Then I deactivate the drawing assist and I deactivate the drawing guide so that it's not in my way. I duplicate the layer and then I move it to the left. And if you want to move it to the left evenly, use snapping, because it's going to align the objects for you and the hearts are going to be on the same level. Then I group them together and move them over the eyes. But as you can see, they're hidden behind the ears. So I drag the glasses layer above all other layers and they will be in the front. Looks very nice. I use the same color, the same brush, and I'm just drawing a connecting line. Sometimes I get stuck on details, but I guess it's okay. Then I chose very light pink to draw the highlights on the glasses, and I'm just putting them in different places here and there. And then I switch to white. Sometimes the highlights also have brighter areas and less saturated areas. I go to the set of brush stamps that I created from the elements I use the most, such as heart shapes and flowers and stars. And I'm using the flower stamps. I'm selecting some colors that, in my opinion, will go well with the illustration, but I want them to be a little different. So it actually took me some time to figure out what looks good here, but it's okay. I wanted some yellow, but I couldn't find the yellow shade that would look good. And then I switched to orange, and then I tried some purple, and I tried some pink. And it's actually okay to try a lot of things in the process and see what works best. That's why I love digital illustration. You can correct anything you want, and you have endless attempts at working on what you're creating. It looks good, and then I'm going to create one more layer. And I want to drag it, but for some reason I can't, because I think my screen is not reacting to my fingers. And here I want to have some shadow. I choose multiply and I adjust the transparency of the layer. and then I add a new layer for the details surrounding the puppy. And again, I go to the detail stamp set and add some flowers and some hearts. I change their size and placement, and I want the hearts to be a little bigger. They are very pale pink and very pale purple, but I know that I'm going to use a multiply layer, which is going to make them more saturated. In a few minutes, you'll see how it gets a little more vibrant. Okay, so I think I like the placement, and then I create a duplicate layer. I move it just a little bit to create the impression of the shadow, and then I select multiply layer overlay, and it gives me that extra dimensional look and more saturated colors that I love. Then I'm selecting little stars and a very pale yellow, and I'm adding little stars here and there. I'm adding them to the eyes. One more, and I think it's ready. I hope you enjoyed the process, and please share your results with me too. Have a great day. Bye, friends.